although you're in the storms of life, you can still make something beautiful. You can still turn it into art.
Well, hello there, insiders. This is Laurie with a story for your next episode of the Inside Story Hunters. Today, we'll be interviewing Nichole Nunn, who is the owner and founder of the most beautiful art gallery located on Jefferson Street in Nashville. Nichole grew up in Nashville in, I would say, a rough part of town. And today, now she is an entrepreneur and has taken her passion for art and turned it into a place where photographers and videographers and people can come and rent her space and host an event, do a photo shoot for senior pictures, for bachelor at parties, to someone just wanted to do engagement photos, capture a video for a podcast episode. It's an incredible space. You need to check out FlashMe Xperience. Come join me as we interview my dear friend Nichole Nunn. Well, hello, insiders. This is Laurie with a story, getting ready to interview my amazing, amazing friend, Nichole Nunn, who owns FlashMe Xperience in Nashville. And welcome to the Inside Story Hunters, where we go out and hunt those opportunities for us to capture the most powerful inside stories. And Nichole, to know her is to love her. And there's so many things that she has done to influence me as a business owner through her creativity and passion, and her famous line of "do it scared," no matter what. And just what an amazing story you have. And I just feel honored that you're with us today. And don't hold back, because I know that mountains are going to move in this room here. And thank you to the Russell. We're here at Russell Street in Nashville. Visit russellnashville.com because they have overnight stays. It's like an Airbnb, but also they have creative rooms, a podcast studio that I'm blessed to get to use today and along the way. And they take some of their revenue and they donate it to some local nonprofits who support those who have fallen on hard times and now are experiencing being homeless. So let's just celebrate the Russell and thank you for all the good they do and for giving us this really cool space to be in.
It's totally awesome. Love to be here. I'm honored, Laurie. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, so let's dig right in. I don't want to, the journey needs to be, let's just fast forward to, it's COVID. Mm-hmm. And you, all your life, your sister told me that, art and creativity and, you just couldn't leave well enough alone. Mm-hmm. You'd walk into a room and next thing you know, you're moving things around and designing it, and your family events, whatever it is. So why art? What is it? What calls to you?
It's the liberation that I receive through it. It's just freeing. I go into a space or to an event and I see things. I see things that are not there. I see things that I feel should be there. I feel the space. I feel the different areas, and it just makes me want to create. And when I have the opportunity to do so, once I get it out, it's the most liberating thing ever. Even though others may not see it. Others are saying, what are you doing? Why are you shifting that around? Why are you throwing those colors together? But in the end, when we're able to step back and the product is actually released from our brain, they're like, oh, that is beautiful, or oh, I see. So it's just a liberation of freedom that I receive when I'm able to work in my creative ability.
How did you get here to the FlashMe Xperience, to having the art gallery that you have? And we'll dig into what's available and how to use the space and the amazingness that happens. And everyone who walks in there, that's like, whoa, it's unbelievable.
FlashMe, I wanted to create a place. I was working on various projects, creating, and I felt restricted. I felt like I was coloring inside the lines, and that's not where I get my liberation. I love just a little color outside the lines every now and then. So I wanted to create a place where people could come feel beautiful and free, even if they didn't want to color inside the lines, or even if they were a little bit different or not really all the way socially accepted or considered weird or different. I wanted to provide a home, an oasis for those people where they can feel liberated, where they feel creative, and most importantly, where they feel free. So we have a thing, no perfect people allowed, because there's no such thing as a perfect person. So no, you're perfect too to me. So we really wanted to create just a haven for people to come and just let their hair down and know that whatever you are, whoever you want to be in that moment, you're accepted, you're loved, and you are welcome.
Did you know that you were creating a space? I've been to events. I've been to the social parties there, the nonprofit organizations that come and host events or private party and block, and then you're able to rent it for an evening. But the fact that you can go into each of the rooms and take pictures of you want to just hang with the girls and do some selfies.
Absolutely.
But there's just an experience in each one of in the rooms that you've created. So there's so many things happening in your building. Did you know that people would travel from so far to come to experience it?
I had no clue. I definitely had no clue. FlashMe was just ideas, visions, dreams that I would have, and I would get up in the middle of the night and write down, oh, I wonder what would happen if we have a room filled with clouds and stars hanging from the ceiling, or
and she does.
right,
it's
or
light and dark.
It is.
Right?
It is. It's dreams and nightmares, and it has everything to do with the journey of following your dreams. Sometimes you encounter, tough situations, and at the same time you're living out your dreams, so you have to keep pushing through it. You have to keep moving forward. So a lot of the different things that I encountered, I wanted to exhibit that in an art form or in a creative format. So a lot of the exhibits and the portals that you'll see in FlashMe, they are exhibited of that. It shows kind of although you're in the storms of life, you can still make something beautiful. You can still turn it into art. So it was my outlet. Never knew that, people would travel from far and wide and, do video shoots, photo shoots, family gatherings. I never knew that it would inspire people to where they felt liberated enough to even have those special, occasions or share those experiences with me. So it's a gift that keeps on giving.
That's beautiful. And then your daughter has such a passion too,
yes.
doing incredibly well at school, and that she hopes to aspire to do what you're doing, but even more so.
Absolutely.
So talk about as a single mom, raising a beautiful son and a daughter, and then launching your own company, jumping off the cliff, literally, and just saying, I'm going to rent a building, and COVID kicks in. And just at the same time, all of the risk, doing it scared.
Absolutely.
Well, take us through that journey of, you have the vision, you're ready to do it.
Yes. Okay. Have the vision, ready to do it. There have been talks about COVID for a couple months, but it was nothing, we were not in the height of COVID yet. So I was already in the process of, opening this grand idea, this thing that I felt was placed on my heart to deliver to the world. Got my business license in March. COVID, they shut down the world basically the end of March. So I'm stuck in the middle of this building, in the middle of this lease, in the middle of my dreams, and saying, you know what? I'm still going to press forward. I'm still going to hold on. I never knew it would be 11 months later. Was when they actually, opened everything back up to some form of capacity to where I could even open up the doors. It took 11 and a half months. But I feel like if I quit, if I didn't do it scared, I will always have regrets of what does this look like when I birth this to the world? What does this look like if I don't position this for the people that are like me, that just wants to feel free, wants to feel accepted, wants to feel beautiful, and most importantly, wants to have an ultimate experience? What does it look like if I don't deliver that? And the pain and the thought of that was too much. So I felt like I had to hold on, had to persevere, and I had to do it scared.
And finally, you had an opportunity for those folks, because everything you're talking about, you've told me, you know, even as a young child along the way, people have judged you. They have looked at you like, what is her story?
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And yet it's just finally, when you walk in that building and you'll just take the story, don't let my words be your words, you know, say whatever calls on your heart, but your inside story is with a lot of pain.
It is.
A lot of people not understanding who Nichole is, and there's a lot of insiders are out there, and the idea of being able to. I've watched men and women go into your into FlashMe Xperience, and there's the room that is set up for, we look like we've just won a major award and you're on a magazine cover.
Absolutely.
And then there's money, fake money, where you can throw it in the air.
Right.
It's for Forbes magazine. And I have watched grown people just get so excited and be like, wow, this is fun.
Absolutely.
And enjoy themselves. And then, but turn it into purpose, too. For modeling.
Absolutely.
For photo shoots or a professional headshot. You know, just creating a whole... You know, there's nobody looking at you now saying, what's her story?
Right. So for me, that's where the joy, that's where the freedom comes from, because I have a sign in there that says, I'm not crazy, weird, or strange. My reality is this different from yours. And that comes from the journey of being called crazy, being called weird, because I would go in these spaces and I'll say, oh my goodness, I see this, I see the curtains over here, I see purple and blue, and I see this going together with a splash of yellow. Do you see it? And, you know, the silent and the blank stares, like, what is totally wrong with this woman? No, we don't see it. No, you know, that doesn't look right. You don't put purple and yellow with a splash of orange together. No. So to actually have a space in the form of FlashMe, to where when people come in, they're like, oh my goodness, I would have never done this, but I totally get it. I totally see it. Just to be able to have a haven like that for myself. So that's why I say it's the gift that keeps on giving, because when people see it and they can embody themselves, like you were saying about the grown people who are able to come in and just feel total liberation. The energy is amazing. They feel totally accepted, loved, and wanted. That's something that I've always wanted my entire life. So to be able to not fully have it and to be able to award that to someone else, total strangers, whether they're from Tennessee or New York or Mexico, to be able to afford that to them and to be able to have them have that experience. It's amazing. It's amazing. People will forget what you say. They will forget what you look like, but they will never forget how you made them feel. So FlashMe is a place where you have the experience. They will never forget that experience of whatever they were going through before they walked through the doors. They had one place on earth where they were accepted and where they felt free.
It's like the layers start to come off. We build such a shield in order to protect ourselves, especially from those that seem to, my perspective through growing up, at times I felt attacked. I felt so judged, right? It was always like, Laurie with the story, here she goes again. Well, you know what, folks? This podcast is all about Laurie with the story. And these amazing people that I have the power to unveil what matters to me. Stories for me is like art for you.
Yeah.
We've talked about that. Like it's a vitamin shot in the arm. You know, it's this, you get exhilarated or you cry, the emotion. We finally have freedom to be emotional.
Absolutely.
And being around our tribe, people that get us.
Yes.
Or we finally have the confidence to say, I don't care if you don't get me.
That's it. Even with building FlashMe, with the COVID taking longer than expected, it was also, I had to kind of get rid of some of those insecurities, people throughout the whole journey saying, this does not look right. This does not go. You cannot put grass with flowers, with chandeliers. You cannot put those things together. You cannot have all of these different concepts in one place. We have over 20 different exhibits. You cannot put that in one place. It doesn't go. It doesn't flow. But in my head, I'm like, but I see it, don't you? So
you did it anyway.
And I did it anyway.
And then people walk in and say, this is just amazing.
Right. So I had to learn how to trust myself, how to accept myself, and most importantly, how to be okay with the voice within. A lot of times we are looking so hard for outside sources to validate us, to give us that sense of, yes, it's okay. But if you feel like it's okay, it's okay. If you feel like it's the best thing to do, trust that voice, go with your gut, and just let it shine. And that's the therapy for me. That's the therapy that I hope to encourage to others. Like, if your inner voice tells you it's acceptable, be okay with that. Because when you're not, you just cheated on yourself.
Yeah, that's the best way for self-care.
Absolutely.
Self-love.
Absolutely.
Right? And when we deny that inside story, the voice, intuition, all of the, whatever it may be, but there is the tapes. The story is playing. We know it.
Absolutely.
And that one that lies within. Would you agree with me that it takes the stronger, more vulnerable, transparent human being to let that story or that voice come out and to invite it and say, we're all good.
Right. Because everyone won't see it. And I had to really get comfortable with knowing that the right ones will get it. The ones that don't get it, okay, maybe it's not for them. And I have to be okay with that, because that's what makes everyone different in their own person. So just learning self-acceptance, self-love, self-gratification. When you have those things together, you're able to love from a safer space.
That's so, beautifully said, Nichole. I remember the first time we met, and it's just like, I was mesmerized with you, because even as you're sharing it, I just thought, she's just so unique and just so loving and transparent. But then I remember being at one of your it was like a grand opening event that was connected to an organization. And we should say that the FlashMe Xperience is located at 1048A Jefferson Street in Nashville. And it happens to be where you grew up.
Absolutely.
Right? You go to the back, which is a really cool, there's like a deck out there, and it's like a groovy 60s scene. If you're a Grateful Dead fan, you would crazy love it. The stools, and it's just amazing. It's just the coolest place in the world. But you said you could look right where you grew up.
Absolutely. When I had those moments where, people told me to quit, give up, maybe this is not the time for this, maybe FlashMe, you'll have to try another idea. And I had to recenter myself. I would go, we call that the magical zone, which is our deck that Laurie is speaking about. So I would have to go there to the deck, and I would stand up and just peep over the top portion, and I could see the house where I grew up in. And it just reminded me, like, what is the chance that I would have a building to be able to say, okay, I'm free, in the same place where I felt trapped and unaccepted during the same time period, to be able to look at that and to see, this is something great that I can offer to my community as well as to others in the world. It was meant to be. I felt like it was a gift that God gave me to be able to bless others with. And it was just amazing for me. And it's so, just to bring the story full circle, after FlashMe started doing well, a couple of months later, someone purchased that same property and tore it down. So now the same place where I could look for inspiration, it has 2 new units in that same location.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So that it changed the perspective.
It
changed
did.
the view.
Absolutely.
Right? You didn't lose it because it stayed with you, and you could still see it, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
In your mind. But so let's talk about, insiders may be interested in November. You just did some really cool holiday opportunities for people to come in and.
Absolutely. So each season we try to do 2 things. A, give back to some type of cause, and then B, celebrate whatever the holiday is or the festivity is, and to be able to embody that within our exhibit. So we had a holiday shoots, mini shoots for people to be able to take part in, which was absolutely amazing. We structured different experiences around the different holidays that were coming up. That way it encourages people to bond with their families, get an experience, a unique experience with their families while they're in town and things like that. So each quarter we try to do something like that, a different, unique experience.
But then there's corporations that are keeping keeping it simple these days. They're keeping or get their leaders together and they want to do some interactive workshops.
Absolutely.
Or they want to do something fun on a Tuesday night. You've had companies come in, about 12 people.
Absolutely.
And they're doing selfies and doing photo shoots
Absolutely.
and videotaping.
Yeah, so it gives them a chance for a great team building. You know, a lot of people they want to build up morale. They want to, give their teams an outing since a lot of them work from home. And what FlashMe does is it creates so many different portals, so many different outlets for, people all over to be able to come in one session with one purpose, which is to have the ultimate experience. So we're able to bring in catering food for the guests. They're able to DJ. They're able to play games. We focus on every portion of the experience. So we're able to enhance that. You tell us the theme, you tell us kind of the direction that you're going, and we build out full customized experiences around whatever that is you're looking to accomplish. Absolutely. So it's amazing.
Let's talk about how it started going on the outside, though. We were bringing people in, and the next thing you know, the 360 experience was birthed.
Yes.
You just came out to a golf tournament for one of my clients.
Absolutely. So it's absolutely amazing. We have what's called FlashMe to Go, and that's where if you don't have the opportunity to come to the gallery, we bring the gallery to you. So you're having a special event, a corporate function, golf tournament, charity. We're able to create you a photo booth and bring the whole 360 photo booth experience to your backyard.
Where you stand up on a platform.
Yes.
And then
absolutely.
And the starts to go around you, and it's crazy fun.
Yes.
How many of the golfers getting on the equipment and just being silly?
Yes.
Just the moments of laughter. It's just a fun picture.
Absolutely. It's the opportunity. It's another freeing outlet. Everything that we do is freedom around mind, body, and spirit. So it's a freeing opportunity for people to just let loose, let that inner child out. If you want to dance and have your hands on the top of your head, you have the opportunity to do so. And we facilitate that for you. We let you know it's okay for you to be you, whoever that is on the inside. Do it like no one else is watching. How would you do it in the shower? That's where you're your most free. So we encourage that, and then we capture it in a very cool photograph and put together a video right there on the spot, and your guests are able to take it home. So it's great for branding purposes, social media.
Your company,
yes, just
doing this.
Absolutely, just so people can see, like, oh, this was the golf charity event, or oh, this was the company holiday party, or whatever the occasion is. We're able to put that on the video within a matter of minutes, and your guests are able to take it home. So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
I love it. Another thing I'm passionate about, because the Inside Story Hunters podcast is also built to create opportunities, bring the right people and right businesses together. So if there's photographers out there and videographers, or someone who doesn't have a studio to go to for photo shoots, they're traveling around and carrying their equipment. Yes. You created this space, not knowing that you could turn to them and say, "Hey, freelancers, come on over."
Absolutely.
And for a minimal monthly fee, they can come in on scheduled basis. But these folks that are just starting their own business, you're providing them a place to do this.
Absolutely. So we have like a membership program, and within our membership program, if they are podcasters, videographers, even massage therapists, we've had estheticians come in and actually do pamper parties there. So it's just a place where you can create it and make it your home, make it your own with whatever it is your business, whatever your creative ability is. You can bring it here, and it's a great platform. Along with that, not only can you do that, but we have different workshops available that are around the creative ability, honing in on your creative ability and making it be your own. So we have different supportive things that if you're a part of the membership program, you're able to take part in these things for a minimal fee. So
right. And I know that things change at times, but currently I know I have a photographer friend that I directed to you, and $35 a month. They're like, "Laurie, I'm able to just schedule 2 or 3 3 shoots a week.
Yes.
And it's nothing.
Right.
But then I'm able to turn around to Nichole and say, hey, this person's getting a headshot done and she works for this accounting firm. And it's blossoming. It's the give and take.
Absolutely. So, and different videographers and photographers, they love it because they don't have to worry about the overhead of what does it look like, where can I shoot my client, where is someplace creative to where I can get the perfect photo that I want. They don't have to worry about that. We have all of the scenes already set up for them, lighting equipment on site, and they're able to network and meet with other creators, to actually expand their network. So it's just a community of all things creative, all things great, all things epic.
What's going to happen with FlashMe Xperience in the next few years?
Okay. That is a great question. I'm excited to see where FlashMe goes in the next few years. What's top on our radar is just people having a different type of event. So we want to bring events through the experience. So FlashMe to go will have event centers that will be themed event centers, themed event places that will spread the movement of freedom, spread the movement of liberation through beauty and creative ability. So that's kind of where I see FlashMe going overall.
So insiders, please visit FlashMeXperience.com. And you can reach out. You can go in with just a few friends and go. You're having a bachelorette party, or you're just looking for the kids. Even
Absolutely.
You've done it for this. The little girls that you brought in some mani and pedis.
Yes.
What happened in each of the?
Yes.
How many rooms are there?
So we have 11 different rooms. Yeah, so 11 different rooms, and that's a part of that customized experience that I was telling you about. So when they go in the room, say if the little girl loves to be pampered, we will bring in the mani pedis. We will bring in their favorite artists. So we try to surround people with their favorite things so they can have that ultimate experience, so they can really, live their dreams out. If their favorite food is popcorn with hot sauce and the favorite color is hot pink and purple, we try to incorporate that. So where they're surrounded by pinks and purples and they have plenty of popcorn to be able to spread around. So whatever it is that, we do a consultation, and whatever it is that you really enjoy, those things that really make your heart sing, we try to incorporate that on top of you having an ultimate photo experience.
So if you have a child out there, or you yourself, insiders have, a passion for art, but you don't make time for it, but you don't have hobbies. Just in the past year or so, playing golf and going dancing and taking lessons from it. Having a life outside of my work has changed my life.
Yes.
It's physically changed me as much as it's spiritually and emotionally. But being in FlashMe Xperience on several occasions, and just being a kid and having fun, and yet at the same time also being present, watching different groups, having the ability to do business and even though it's separate rooms, it's open, so you're still able to interact.
Right.
I mean, and my favorite we have to talk about is the Volkswagen Bug that's cut in half. It's a car inside her building.
Absolutely.
That the doors open and it's for road rage.
Yes, it
and you
is.
can climb in and you're literally behind the wheel. Insiders, go to lauriewithastory.com and you'll be able to watch this episode so that we can incorporate some of the photos and things in this episode so you can see it. But it is a really unique space. And to understand that, Nichole, where you've come from in the part of Nashville, it's not pretty.
Right.
It's still up and coming.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But life hasn't been simple.
It's not simple. That's why, a lot of people quiet their inner child because you have responsibility. You have children. You feel like it's not socially acceptable. So a lot of things that you want as a person, as an individual, you make excuses to tell yourself how it's not good enough. Right. It's not accepted. It's not okay. You can't do that because you're 100 now, or you're not supposed to like this because it's not acceptable. I want to take that stigma away I want to show people that whoever you are, your inner core, it is okay. And when people realize that, they love themselves differently.
Yes.
They learn how to love others differently. They
so
learn
much
how
more
to,
patient,
yes, you accept others differently. You know, I've learned just through this journey to just be non-judgmental, you know, just non-judging of certain people. You never know their story. You never know where they've come from, what they've encountered that makes them feel the way they do. So just learning how to have that true love, that true acceptance, and just to be able to own in on whatever your creative ability is, that's what a true magic is.
Well said. I would say, insiders, please go visit Nichole and her team at FlashMe Xperience at 1048A Jefferson Street, Nashville. An amazing building that has been turned into an art exhibit and a place that if you have a special event coming up or you want to create a special event, you're looking for something fun to do, you're coming to town, there are other organizations that are out there on Broad Street and all that are doing the same thing, but it's a come in, do some selfies, and off you go. It's not that intimate. It's a space where you can just let the world go. And once you just step inside, you feel like you're in. I'm aging myself because like Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, and you're just dazzled by all the colors and the mood, and everywhere on the walls you're looking and how about where you have the puzzle pieces where we can write our names and it's like
it's a Scrabble board. So
there's so much fun. So please go visit Nichole at FlashMe Xperience, and we look forward to hearing more about your experiences. If you do go, please send us a review. Let us know your thoughts and share with us. And don't forget, each month we're picking winners for people to share their inside stories.
Yes.
So going to lauriewithastory.com, and Nichole and I were connected that way because of her inside story.
Yes.
But go online, fill out some information, and we will highlight your story, whoever we choose or whoever we pick, and it'll be posted on our blogs. So again, Nichole, I adore you and love you, and I'm inspired by you. Every time I see you, every time I think of you, I say, just do it scared.
Absolutely.
There are no excuses. I remember you shaking my hands and saying, we should do everything, scared or not.
Yes.
And no, who cares how old we are, what we look like, where we come from, the chapters that we wish we could erase, and the ones we haven't even lived yet. And you exude that. So my fellow partner of crime and the fact that you work on God's payroll, I just count my blessings to call you friend.
Oh, it's an honor for me. I appreciate you even sharing stories. What you do is so powerful. So thank you for having us on here just to share our story with the Inside Story Hunters.
All right. Bye for now, insiders.
Bye.
Take care.